what's up. So here we go. So I want y'all to see this fight first, and then we can break it down from there. There we go. And action. And it's really short. So what happened? Well, let's do this. Let's just get it cracking. Then we'll talk about it.
You're right here with me.
Okay, what thing you coming out right now? Why you just do that, bro? Why you tell the police? Hey, bust a head, Hey, Bino. Oh, they go damn! Get off her, bro! Get off her, bro! Hey, take off!
So, what pretty much happened, and shout out to my man Rashawn. What's up, buddy? Rashawn in the house. My brother from another mother. So, what happened, and I just couldn't understand, first and foremost, why this girl with special needs is by herself. But, here's the other thing. Those girls know her. Those girls are they all from like the same like neighborhood, okay? And somehow, some kind of way, this girl winds up by herself with those girls. These girls, they said, and I don't know if there's another video footage of it, but they were teaching this girl gang signs. So she throwing up the forks, or she throwing up the beady, whatever gang it is around there. That's what this girl is doing. And then they just start beating on this girl for whatever reason. Yes, the girl has special needs, right? So she's slow, whatever the case may be. I didn't understand, number one, why she's by herself in the neighborhood, out and about, or whatever. They said she kind of like got lost, but that to me is some bullshit. That girl should not be going out the house. The door should be locked, whatever the case may be. And the adult who's responsible for her, first and foremost, they need their ass whooped. Because that's your responsibility. And that young girl, especially being a teen, anything could have happened to her way worse than getting jumped on. She could have got snatched. She could have got raped. She could have been kidnapped. She could have been anything else could have happened to her. So while this girl is wandering around or walking around the neighborhood by herself, I have no idea, no clue how that happened. So I'm just looking at this. Of course, this is a bird's eye view of how I'm looking at this. The other piece to this is the fact that the girl is then beat up by people who know her. And for what reason, I have no clue. And they all was there. It's a good 5 of them, what it looked like. And they're laughing. So they just thought this was just the funniest shit ever. And this is why I really got upset, because when you have a situation like this and you got somebody picking on a kid or bullying a kid or whatever the case may be, it's terrible in the act itself. But then when they all not only laugh but join in beating up this little girl, this young girl, whatever the case may be, that goes to show you that it's not just a bullying problem. This is a culture problem. This is the way that these people are used to living and doing shit problem. They were so emboldened to even live stream this, videotape this, and they thought it was entertaining. So the fact that this is going on, and the fact that they beating up this young girl, but then they had the gall to live stream this, that lets you know this ain't this just some kids who was hanging out and they just did something stupid. They made some bad choices. No. These are kids that are savages, and they are thinking that this is cool. This is what we do. We kicking it on a Thursday or whatever, and this is what we gonna do right now at this time. We gonna beat up on this special needs girl after we play around with her and lead her off into where we going, so we can whoop on her ass, and then we can film this shit. Cause it's gonna be funny, folks. That's what they saying. Yeah, folks, get off her, folks. Folks, is she had enough, folks? And it's like the fact that they filmed it, they laughed, and they joined in on it. I think they should all get real jail time. I know people talk about, they should just send them to the Audi home. Nope. They need to go to jail. Plain and simple. Because people who have this type of mentality to do something like this, these people have no moral. They have no moral compass, and they truly don't give a fuck. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have in our community, in the black community, and in America, period. We have this thing and this disillusion to where we think everybody has just, that basic humanity piece to them. Oh, they ain't gonna do that. They might do something bad, but they wouldn't go and do that. That's just sick. That's just the worst. That's just terrible. That's just inhumane. We give these people the benefit of the doubt, and then when they do that very thing that is hideous, that's just horrendous, it's just beyond humanity, then what we say is, oh, why would they do something like that? We're just so shocked. How could they do something this terrible? Why would someone do this to a child? Why would someone do this to their wife? Why would someone do this to their husband? We are so mortified at the fact that this happens. But the thing is, it's continuously happening. How many stories is DJ doing? Shout out to my brother DJ Just Jay. How many stories are Tommy doing that's the same thing, just in a different city with a different group of people? And shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Make sure you go and get the movie Fatherless America. You can see it right there on the top of my screen. You can see where to go. You can subscribe to the website and get the movie. Yes, I do, CJ. Just hang tight. But it's like, when do we think that, hey, now it's a thing to where we are dealing with a different type of human being? There's a point in human behavior to where you lose your humanity. People don't think that's possible. There is a point where you can lose your humanity. And the fact that we have a group of people that has gotten to that point is something that we need to acknowledge, and we need to really look at and say, this is not only happened, but it's continuously happening. I can tell you for a fact, I'm 45, and when I was a kid, when I'm talking 13, 14, 15, I don't know, the worst of the worst niggas in my neighborhood would not have done this. And you know why? We wouldn't have let them do it. We wouldn't have let them do what was done to that girl. And that's girl, boy, or like. We ain't gonna let, now all y'all little niggas that's running the streets, all my homies that's gang bangers and all that, everybody that's out there that's kicking it, back then, you did your dirt and you did what you did. You was a thief, you went and stole bikes. Everybody remember niggas used to ride over to Calumet Park and go steal the bikes, because the people over in Calumet Park, when it was white people over there, they still left their bikes out on the porches and in the garages that wasn't locked. So when niggas wanted to get bikes, they would go over to Calumet Park, steal a bike and ride it on back. They would do that. And people knew who the thieves were. People knew who the drug addicts were. We had the same thing. Everybody knew who was gang banging and who was neutrons. We all knew this. But there were certain things that you just could not do. And it was strictly because of the ethics and the morals in the community. It was just certain shit you were not allowed to do. And this would not have happened. And the fact that those kids were together and there was no kids there to govern that shit, it was too many kids. So that wasn't just 1 or 2 kids on some bullshit. It's about 5 to 7 kids out there that all took place in this. And they thought that shit was hilarious. They thought it was funny. They was entertained by it. It was exciting to them. That's what they wanted to do. And the fact that they did that shit and it was cool to them, that's a huge problem. Because that means that moral compass in that group of people who would have stopped that, they are so far and few and in between that these niggas are outnumbered now. The niggas have outnumbered the good folk. The real black people, the black Americans, the nice folks, whatever you want to call it. They are literally outnumbered. And that is a huge problem. So let me show you the video of the girls once the neighborhood then got wind of the fuck shit they was doing, and they started threatening these motherfuckers and telling them they gonna get their ass whooped and they gonna get fucked up because of the fuck shit that they did. Which I was at least happy to see that there was some goddamn retribution for this shit. Cause I couldn't believe that they was able to get this far and do some shit like this. And I'm really surprised that the hood didn't catch up with them. Real talk. I'm actually disappointed. Y'all niggas in the hood, y'all fucked up. Y'all done failed. Y'all was supposed to get to them before the police was. I'm just saying.
A video showing a 15-year-old special needs girl being attacked by bullies has gone viral, and it will break your heart. Take a look.
And the fact that you didn't even fight the girl head up, you gonna sneak, you gonna steal on, you gonna sneak her. You gonna give her a motherfucking 8-piece hard fried, you gonna give her 8 wings fried hard, and she don't even see it coming. And she's mentally handicapped. What the fuck kind of person does that? That's a savage. She can't even
Now, the
defend
video
herself.
was posted to social media yesterday. 5 girls appeared to attack Janice Harris, and a boy hits her too. And people are just standing around watching and laughing. Janice had only asked the girls for directions to the train station. She went missing after that, but was later found riding the blue line on Chicago's west side with some cuts and bruises. After posting the beating video, the bullies posted another video crying and apologizing, saying they were receiving death threats.
Yeah, let me see. They trying to kill you. They gonna try to kill everybody. They trying. Everybody, we are so sorry. We really sorry. What you say? I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma. I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma. I'm gonna suck some more dick like that. 95th and Eggleston. Everybody, we sorry. Please, just leave us alone. I'm sorry. Please. Oh my God.
Chicago police are now investigating that case. Here to talk about it is Dr. Glenn.
So here's my thing. That shit don't mean nothing to me. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just telling y'all. That shit does not move me one bit. I swear for Lord it don't. It does not. And the reason why is because we are so quick as people to try to be sympathetic to those that have no type of remorse for the shit they do. Because had them motherfuckers not received no death threats, had they not received them threats from them other people, they would have laughed and they would have joked and they would have did that shit again the first time chance they got. It's only when the consequences come where a motherfucker want to change their attitude. And that's why I always say this. You can't reason with a savage. The only thing that a savage understands is equal or greater force. That's it. All of that, they just need to be talked to. They need some counseling. They need to get some mentors. They need to be in church. Jesus can't fix that. Because somebody who is willing to do something that demeaning, just that level of sheer, I don't care a goddamn red cent about this person that's willing to do that, that's a different type of mentality. And it ain't no thing to where, oh, they must be mentally ill too. No, they are raised in an environment to where they don't give a flying fuck about anything but themselves. And I'm telling you, people got this thing in their head to where they think everybody is a good person deep down inside. Everybody can you just give them a chance and you just love on them. Then there are some people that have gone too far where it's so much has happened to them that they can't come back from it. There's some people who can have so much happen to them and that can be raised in an environment to where they have no compassion, where they truly are just, hey, I don't care about nothing and nobody. And you thinking that you can love them back from that. There's some people that you can't do that with. That's just like that story about that dude who killed and stabbed his mama. He was trying to kill his mama and I think his sister or something like that too. Dude came home from jail or whatever and got to talking crazy. Like, yeah, I'm going to kill y'all. I'm going to stab y'all. Nigga had 2 screwdrivers and went to work on his mama. And the only reason why he didn't kill like his sister and his cousin or some shit was because they ran out the house before they mama did, and the mama got caught. I'm telling you, it's a different type of mentality. It's a different breed. You are dealing with, and people always try to say this, you know, like, oh, you calling people animals and all that kind of stuff. It's in you. Man, an animal is an animal. And there are some people who have animalistic behaviors and characteristics. And I'm telling you, you think that these people are gonna be okay if you give them a chance, if you put them in a loving environment, that they'll turn it around and they'll be nice. Tell that shit to that dude who got mauled by that bear, who was living with the bears for like 30 days. The bears were so nice, they were so wonderful, until the day before he was about to leave, the bear said, fuck that, I'm tired of this dude, I'ma maul him. Wasn't the bear's fault. Shout out to the Chicago Bears. Yep, that's right. Gil says we repping Chi-Town stand up. But it wasn't the bear's fault. The Bears did what bears do. Just like Siegfried and Roy. Them motherfuckers was with them white tigers all them years. Until one of them tigers said, I'm a tiger, man. Respect my gangster. And went to work on that motherfucker. That's what happens. It's a tiger. That's what it does. And there's a breed of people that are true, straight up, bona fide animals, and will do the worst of the worst to you unless you are willing to fight them to the death. It's like you are a victim. They look at you as a straight up victim. They look at you like a mark. They look at you like prey. They literally do. And when we see this kind of stuff, we're so conditioned to just shake our head, and we don't want to believe that there is a certain level of people that don't care about you or your life or your family or you going. They don't give a damn about that. And if they want to hurt you, they will. They have every intent on stopping your life. And if you don't do nothing about it, you will die. And those people will move on. You have to recognize that. These kids, they're not the worst of the worst, but I'm telling you right now, they on their way. Because you know what's going to happen? These teenagers, in 3-4 years, they going to all have kids. And they're going to be raising them motherfuckers just like they are. In the same environment, doing the same shit. And you know what them kids gonna wind up doing? They gonna wind up doing the same thing they mamas did. And they gonna keep going and keep going. And eventually, you gonna have those kids doing that type of shit to younger and younger and younger kids. I'm telling you. Mark my words. I'm telling you. Y'all just wait until y'all see the video of some young kids beating up or killing or brutally harming some little kid. Watch it come. It's on its way. You gonna see a group of little kids, 7, 8, 9 years old, beating the shit out of or killing or damn near killing another little kid. Just because. Just watch.
Threats.
Yeah, let me see. They trying to kill you. They gonna try to kill everybody. They trying. Everybody, we are so sorry. We really sorry. What you say? I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma. I'm still on 95th and Eggleston, Ma. I'm gonna suck some more dick like that. 95th and Eggleston. See everybody, we sorry. Please, just leave us alone. I'm sorry. Please. Oh my God.
Chicago police are now investigating that case. Here to talk about it is Dr. Glenn Wilkerson of the ARC group, Adults Relating to Kids. When you see young people behaving like that with no conscience until the public calls them out.
Well, it's a problem that it's ubiquitous. I say it every day.
Ooh, shit. Y'all hear that word?
160,000 kids.
Let me take that shit back.
Well, it's a problem that it's ubiquitous. I say it every day.
God damn. For all of you who don't know, ubiquitous means everywhere. Like it's happening, like it's all over. So I got it all over. That's what it means. That's what ubiquitous means. I know Tommy usually say, look it up, niggas. Look it up. But I'm telling you, that's what it means. If I'm not mistaken. Which I don't think I am. But yeah. There we go. Thank you, Princess. I appreciate it. Yes.
160,000 kids do not go to school for fear of being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And I think basically there's two reasons why people bully. Number one, every bully. And I'm talking about.
I don't know how to spell it, but I can use it in a sentence. These little motherfucking niggas that's fucking around and terrorizing us, they are ubiquitous. These motherfuckers is everywhere. I'm telling you, these terrorists are ubiquitous. I'm telling you, you gotta watch out. They everywhere. Them motherfuckers, they like roaches. They multiplying in the dark.
From a first grader in the schoolyard to a president of the United States. All across the socioeconomic and ethnic spectrum, every bully is a person who is dealing from a position of low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Bullies simply do not feel good about themselves, and so behind all the bluster and the cursing and the name calling and the pushing, kicking, hitting, there's a person who basically does not feel good about themselves, and so they put down other people in hopes of elevating themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so important that parents realize that the way in which a child relates to the world around her is based upon the way in which that child feels about herself. So it's just absolutely critical that parents help kids to feel loved.
Look at them motherfuckers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 motherfuckers.
Wanted and valued.
Is this about social media also? Because that's the first place.
Here's my thing. He talks about saying that they feel down about themselves and they don't feel good about themselves, which is why they do what they do. I understand that, and that may be true. However, my thing is this. When you talking about a person that's doing something like that, whatever afflictions they may have from the life that they've led, the things that have happened to them in their lives, I get that. That still don't give a motherfucker the license or the right to cause pain, and harm other motherfuckers because they going through some shit. And when that person feels as though they can cause bodily harm or they can hurt somebody, whatever they want to do to somebody, you got every right to defend yourself with extreme prejudice. That's just my feeling. That whole thing of, oh, well, they doing that because they don't feel good about themselves and they have low self-esteem and they're beating down people because they feel like they're not worthy to be, a good person or to have anything good. So they are lashing out against the world. I hear you. The minute they want to swing on a motherfucker, I think everybody around them and that person that gets swung on should beat the living shit out of them. Because you need to learn how to deal with your feelings and your emotions and work through that shit on your own or with a therapist as opposed to working shit out on another motherfucker's body. I'm telling you, this whole thing of excusing the fuck behavior that these kids have, these teenagers have, and hell, even these adults having, I ain't with none of that. Anytime you feel the need to put your hands, your feet, and other objects on another motherfucker, you deserve whatever comes back to you 3-10-fold. Because you don't have the right to do it. And the fact that you think you do, I don't give a fuck if you crazy, mentally disturbed, got PTSD, whatever the case may be. The fact that you think you can put your hand on somebody and they can't respond with equal or greater force, I ain't trying to hear it. Because what it does is it turns that person into a victim. You let motherfuckers become punching bags because another motherfucker got a problem. That's not how society is supposed to work. And that's another problem, as to say, well, how we always talk about the mental illness and the mental illness that people have out here in the country. Then there should be more fucking mental illness facilities instead of motherfucking politicians closing the motherfuckers. They need to be opening more of the motherfuckers. There needs to be more mental health and resources for the people of this country. And the fact that we don't hold our politicians accountable to that shit, that's a huge problem. We so quick to call Trump and say Trump is the worst motherfucker ever, and Trump did this and Trump did that. But all of these motherfucking public health facilities that's closed, that ain't no Trump problem. That ain't no Republican problem. That's a goddamn politician problem. These politicians can motherfucking make $200,000-$300,000 a year. They can motherfucking get free health care and shit once they fucking get vested. All that bullshit that they get, we all fine with that shit. But the minute they start closing these mental institutions and taking away these mental health resources, we don't say shit about that. That's not a Trump thing. That's not an Obama thing. That's not a Clinton thing. That's a politician thing. That's Congress. That's your state reps. That's your all of these motherfucking, your local fucking politicians, all them motherfuckers that don't give a shit because they too busy trying to push their own personal agenda. They not looking out for the people. And we are not holding them accountable to make sure they doing it. The minute we talking about spending all this money, all that money, just think about it like this. You got these motherfuckers that are spending, that have spent, we talking millions of dollars that have been spent since Trump has been in office for motherfuckers to try to impeach him, trying to do the Mueller report, all this shit that they've tried to do to get him. And they spent millions of dollars on this, and you still got homeless vets. You still got people that don't have mental health resources. You still have people that don't have health care. You still got all these people that are going without, but they spending millions of dollars trying to get a motherfucker that ain't gonna get got. And we okay with that because we don't like Trump. He's a racist. He's a racist. He don't like black people. How many motherfuckers do like black people that's politicians? You think Nancy Pelosi cares and loves black people? No. We got this thing to where if you a Democrat, we think you for the blacks. And that's a bunch of bullshit. And we don't want to hold our own. And I'm saying this to all you motherfuckers. The fact that you don't want to hold your politicians accountable to the shit that you supposed to have, that's a problem. And if they're not doing shit for you, then you need to try something different. All this shit, well, I can't roll with him because of what he said about the Central Park 5. Y'all motherfuckers didn't give a shit about the Central Park 5 until they did a goddamn docuseries. Well, I don't care. I can't roll with Trump because he closed the hotel. Motherfucker, you didn't work at that hotel. You didn't go to that damn hotel. He done did so much to against black people as a businessman. You ain't suffered shit. We got this thing where we try to look out for everybody while we don't look out for no goddamn body. If somebody ain't doing, hear me y'all. If somebody ain't doing something to you that's affecting your everyday life, then the first thing you should be concerned with is that very thing that is. And that's the discussion I had with my uncle a couple of weeks ago. Put my goddamn Make America Great Again hat on. I said, look, is Trump the greatest president ever? Hell no. Is Trump a good politician? Absolutely not. But I can tell you one thing, Trump ain't doing shit that's affecting my everyday right now. You know who is? Niggas. That's who affecting my day to day. Motherfuckers that struggling in the hood, in the ghettos, you go outside your front door. That's where your immediate problem is. Now, could Trump very well be doing some shit that's gonna fuck me up 20 years from now? Possibly. Could he be fucking off my Social Security money? True. But all politicians do that. It's not just one. It's all of them motherfuckers. They all play a game in this shit. That's just like everybody talk about, oh yeah, the new girl AOC. If you can't tell me that this girl ain't mentally, she got some type of mental problem. Because she just says whatever she feels and she thinks that's right. I'm all for the First Amendment. Say whatever you want to say, even if it offends. But when you say something that's ass backwards and people actually show you that it's ass backwards and you don't even have the mental fortitude to say, well, damn, that does make sense. I'm scared of people like that. People who you cannot reason with are a huge problem. Huge problem. The fact that this motherfucker was walking around looking for a motherfucker in the wrong building. The dude was like, I was here in this building. And she over in another building. And she walking around on social media talking about, yeah, he dodging us. We can't find him nowhere. We can't do this. Bitch, you don't even know where you at. But you so busy trying to be on social media. This the same motherfucker who was complaining about her salary not being enough because she can't get a flyer ass apartment than what she want, what she got right now. But we overlook that shit. If you don't want to realize the fact that all them motherfuckers in Washington are on the come up, the Democrats and the Republicans alike, you're a fool. And I forgot who said it, but he said if you can't fight for your freedom, then you don't deserve it. I forgot who said that shit. But you are a fool if you think that. If you really think that these Democrats are trying to fight for your best interests, and it's the Republicans and the conservatives that's holding you back. They the ones that's trying to get you back into slavery. You're a fool. Because you're drinking the Kool-Aid. And is everything wonderful on the Republican side of the game? Nope, it is not. But I can tell you this. Since the 1970s, goddamn Democrats ain't done shit for us. Go figure. How many more years do you want to give them to get it right for you before you do something different? Think about that. How many more tens of years, how many more 20s of years, how many more 30s of years are you willing to hope that the Democrats get it right for your ass? Just think about that. All this shit about you thinking that somebody is doing you in, they racist. They racist. They racist. That's all we say. They racist. You don't even know what racism is. You don't even know what a racist is. And as opposed to you trying to get your own shit together and figure out what's affecting your day-to-day and going after that, you want to try to blame somebody who at the top of the goddamn food chain who you will probably never even meet in your entire life. You probably won't even see the president. And you think that person is worrying about you? And that person is trying to hold you back? You're a fool.
They put it, but they didn't know they were going to get backlash. People threatened to kill them after they attacked the young girl.
You know, social media is a huge problem now. The traditional bullying that folks endured as my generation, where it's, physical, verbal, social bullying, was bad enough, but the cyberbullying now, which is about a 2-decade phenomenon, is just really a tragic thing. I think it's probably even more hurtful and more harmful than the traditional bullying, the physical bullying, because the audience is larger and it's long-lasting. Every time a kid opens up the cell phone, a victim, there it is, and it stays with the child.
Mm-hmm. When you have bullies like that, how should parents deal with them?
Well, I think that's a two-pronged question. Number one, if the bullying is the traditional bullying, parents can teach kids that if the bullying is verbal, if it's name-calling, simply ignore it and walk away. Mm-hmm. If it pushes on to a little bit deeper and it looks like it might get physical, parents need to coach their children to stand up to it, even though they're terrified, to just suck it up and stand tall, look the bully straight in the eye and say, stop it. Don't do that to me again. And then walk. And often a bully won't follow the victim, the proposed victim, because they don't want to deal with a child that they feel has strength. They want to deal with a child that they think is weak and that they can intimidate.
Now let me stop right here and tell you that what he just said was some bullshit. I've seen and I've dealt with bullies. I hate bullies to the core. Let me tell you something. The only thing a bully will understand is a bully getting his ass beat. And you have to teach your kids. Sometimes, and we don't want to teach our kids this, but I'm telling you, you want to teach your kids this. Sometimes in life, an ass whooping is inevitable. Sometimes in life, you have to take an ass whooping in order to learn how to give an ass whooping. Sometimes in life, you have to get your ass beat. And the only way that you're going to get the respect or get a bully to leave you alone is that you have to be, listen, you have to be willing to get your ass beat. Ain't nothing wrong with getting an ass whooping when you're doing it for the right reasons. Teach your kids that. Sometimes there's going to always be somebody who's bigger than you and stronger than you. There's always going to be somebody who knows how to fight better than you. There's always going to be somebody who's going to have a dirtier trick than you do. It's all about the willingness to fight. If you're willing to fight, if you're willing to take an ass whooping, repeatedly taking an ass whooping, as long as you fighting, a bully will stop fucking with you. That's how you stop a bully. That's how you stop a bully. You have to teach your kids to be willing to take that ass whooping. Go down swinging. I would rather live on my feet than die on my knees. That whole shit, the way kids fucking with you, you talking about, you stop it right now. No, son, no, daughter. You turn that motherfucker and you tell that motherfucker, you might beat my ass, but you gonna have to beat my ass every day and be willing to fight every day. That's how you stop a fucking bully. This whole shit of you say no and then you go tell, if you see something, say something. That's all fine and dandy. But to that person that's getting bullied, you might get your ass cornered in a bathroom. You might get caught in a party. You might get caught in an alley. You might get caught in a vacant lot. You might get caught any goddamn well, coming from the corner store or 7-Eleven or whatever. Always be willing to get your ass whooped. And you go down fighting. If you got an understanding to say, hey, I might have to get my ass beat, but I'm swinging on somebody every goddamn time. And if you know somebody coming to fuck with you, don't wait till you get swung on. You swing first. I know it ain't in your nature. I know you ain't used to it. I know you don't like it. I know you hate it. But you have to learn how to fight. Teach your children how to fight. Because there is always going to be somebody who is going to be more than willing and just wants to fuck with them. We got that shit bad in our community. We want to fuck with people. And we don't want to stop fucking with people. And the only thing that they respect is when a motherfucker willing to die for that shit or willing to take an ass whooping to when they stop. I learned that shit the hard way. And I had to, I'm making sure that my kid ain't gonna be that. She might get her ass whooped one day. But best believe she coming right back the next day and she swinging first. You have to teach your kids how to defend themselves and how to stand up for shit. Because that shit goes on throughout their entire life, teaching them that lesson. Teach them that lesson when they're young. So when they got a boyfriend, or they got a girlfriend, or they got a cousin, or they got a friend at school, or they got a group of motherfuckers somewhere that's gonna fuck with them, they willing to take a ass whooping. And when they willing to take a ass whooping, right, to defend themselves, most of the time, those people won't get fucked with. And if they do, it'll be 1 or 2 times. Because motherfuckers will see, oh, this motherfucker will fight back. Yeah, all 6 of us whooped their ass, whooped his ass. All 8 of us whooped his ass. But after that, he came and swung on each one of us by ourselves. Equal or greater force. A bully is a motherfucker that's taught to do the shit that they do. Bullies are usually bullied first. And that's why they pick on the weak. That's why they pick on the weaker. That's why they pick on the littlest one. That's why they pick on the one that's timid. That's why they pick on the one that they see ain't talking. That's why they pick on the one they see that's quiet. That's why they pick on the one they see that's timid. That's why they do it. Because they want the path of least resistance. It's just like in active shooter training. They teach you, hey, lock your doors. Why? Motherfucker can shoot a door lock off. Yep. But most active shooters want the path of least resistance. So I know it seems stupid, but lock that little door. Lock that bathroom stall. Whatever the case may be. Because a motherfucker will come and just check a lock and see that it ain't open. They'll keep going. They just might keep going. Exactly. And you teach your kids ain't no such thing. Hear me. Ain't no such thing as a fair fight. None whatsoever. All that fight head up. Bullshit. Fight pick something up. Fight throw something up. Fight grab something up. Fight spray something up. You pick up whatever you can and you fuck somebody up. That's what you teach your kids. Man, remember that time man hit that motherfucker with that tree branch? Yup. Dude ain't fuck with him no more. That nigga had 8 stitches. That's the story you want your kids to be telling. Yeah, daddy, I hit him in the head. Yeah, daddy, I bust his face. Yeah, daddy, I threw that bottle. Yeah, daddy, I did all. That's what you want a motherfucker telling you.
Now, if it's the cyberbullying, every cyberbullying campaign relies upon other kids in order for it to be successful. Kids receive it, they text it, pass it on, and the truth is, if kids are given an option for reporting cyberbullying or a cyberbullying site, they can stop it. So schools, community organizations need to provide opportunities, usually a website where kids can easily and anonymously report bullying.
Now, as far as the victim here, the 15-year-old special needs teen who found herself at the receiving end of these bullies, what kind of help should she get now? Mental help or...
And they so fucked up in the head, they helped the girl back up after they beat her ass. It's like that's one of those things, and I'm telling you right now, that's one of those things. Like when I did that video about that girl that was getting chewed out by her mama, I wish that was my daughter. I wish that was my motherfucking cousin or my motherfucking niece or somebody. Cause I would have went all right now. Every last one of them teams ain't safe. Y'all don't want me to touch them? Y'all better lock their ass up till I die. That's exactly that's what my mentality would be. You don't want me to get involved. You want the law to do their thing. You want the wheels of justice to spin in their favor, in your favor and all that. Don't let them out. Because if I see them, they can't go to the school they used to go to no more. You better straight up what they call that witness protection they ass. You better give them some new identities. You better put them in a new area. You better put them in a new school. They got to go live in a new neighborhood. All that. Because they going to get what they gave my kid. They going to get it in order to go on. They can't live in my hood. They can't go to school where my kid go to school. They can't do it until they get what they gave her. And that's going to be me coming up behind each one of them with a nice earshot and then giving them about a 16-piece bucket, fried hard with coleslaw, mashed potatoes, red beans and rice, a dozen biscuits, honey sauce. I'm giving them everything. Macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy, corn. I want, what's that little bowl? My wife always liked that shit from KFC. What's the little bowl called with all the shit in it? The popcorn chicken in it, and the corn and the gravy, mashed potatoes. They getting all that too. Everything that's on the chicken menu, they getting it. 32-piece bucket, yup. 50 pan of wings, or 50 wings, 50 pan of wings, yup. That's what they gotta get. Well, why can't you just let back out? Nope, they gotta get it. Nope. Shrimp basket? Yep, I'm giving them that. I'm giving every last one of them. I'm giving them everything on the menu. You know why? Because I want motherfuckers to talk about that shit. A famous bowl. Yep, that's what they get. That's what they gonna get. You getting that. You getting the biscuits. You getting the honey barbecue wings. The spicy wings. You getting extra crispy. Original. You getting the Cajun shrimp. You getting everything. All of the sauces. You getting all the sauces. You getting the hot and spicy. The honey hot. You getting the barbecue. Buffalo. Ranch. Ketchup. Tangy mustard, honey mustard. I'm beating the shit out of every last one of y'all. Not just the one girl. Every last one I'm gonna get the same order. Yep. You know why? Because I don't never want y'all to think twice that you can get away with that shit and you can do that shit to another motherfucker. And that's our problem in the hood. We see fuck shit, and because it ain't happening directly to us, we don't want to do shit about it. Then when it happen to us, we want to stand together. We gotta stop this. This don't need to quit. We need to change. This shouldn't be happening in our hood. Motherfucker, it's your kid, it's your niece, it's your nephew, it's your daughter that's doing this fuck shit. And I'm glad that them niggas was on their ass. Like, they was probably telling like, bitch, if we see you, we on God. They like, bitch, on baby, if we see you, we gonna kill your ass. Bitch, on everything I love, niggas. Stack. I know them niggas was on. See, y'all don't know about this back in Chicago on the south side of the Wild Hunters. Motherfuckers doing this, stacking them on the boss like, bitch, on baby. If I swear for God, if I see you, I'm fucking you up on sight, on chief. That's what they supposed to be hearing, and they heard that shit from them niggas. Them niggas was telling them on BD, bitch, if I see you, I'm beating your ass. That's what they telling them motherfuckers. That's why them motherfuckers was crying. Talk about, please, we sorry. No, you gonna be sorry. You gonna be sorry. You ain't sorry yet. You just feel bad right now. But you gonna be sorry once you get these hands. Once you get this. That's what you gotta get. Now you get about 15 or 20 of them, then you sorry. Now you understand. And people say, man, this nigga tripping, man. He talking crazy. Nope. And I know some stupid motherfucker is gonna put in the comments on this video. So you telling me you gonna advocate for violence after these kids did violence? You gonna advocate for more violence? Yeah, that's smart. Nope. What I'm telling you is, just like when you was a kid, when you was about to get your ass whooped, what did you do? You fuck up in school. You fuck up on the block. You do some terrible shit. And then when you about to get your ass whooped, what would you do? What do kids do when they about to get their ass whooped? They start crying. Don't I know, mama, I'm sorry, mama. Mama, please. Mama, they owe me, mama. Mama, don't do it, mama. Mama. That's what you start doing. No, daddy, I'm sorry. Daddy, I'm sorry, daddy. That's what you start doing. Because you are, the ass whooping is imminent at that point. But you gotta get the ass whooping to make sure you don't do the shit no more. That's what it was. So you can cry all you want, because you wasn't crying when you was doing the shit. You was having a good old time then. You was James Brown and that shit. Gonna have a funky good time. Hey, we're gonna have a funky good time. Oh, hey, we're gonna take you higher. That's what you was doing. You was doing all that shit then. Now when your ass about to get that ass whooped, now you, oh, no. That little girl, when she was getting her ass beat, what was she doing? Crying, and she couldn't even defend herself. That little girl didn't even know how to fight. She was funny then, wasn't it? That's why you need your ass whooped. Because the next time you think about doing some fuck shit, you need to think about that black dude that had on that Trump hat, that had on that Bears jersey, that was like, yeah, hit my motherfucking cousin one more time. Ever touch my motherfucking cousin again, touch her. That's what you need to get. Because that's what makes you remember. That's what teaches that type of savage motherfucker a lesson. Because a motherfucker who got some type of morals, a motherfucker who has a moral compass, who has some compassion, they would have never done nothing like that. They would have never done nothing like that. And I'm not one for motherfucking beating kids. I'm not one for kid violence. But a savage, I will fuck a savage up. I will lay a savage down. Yes. Absolutely, tootly. Yep, I sure the fuck will. let me come across a savage. I ain't asking no questions. I'm not trying to figure out what the fuck a savage trying. Well, wait, savage. What are you trying to tell me? What is it that you want? Let's work this out, man. Let's talk it out. Nope. Come across a savage, you better be ready. Cause if you ain't ready, you gonna be dead. What's that movie? The Quick and the Dead? That's what you better remember. You come across a savage, ain't nothing gonna save you except for being ready. That's it. Up, I'm dealing with a savage. Let me go. Come on. Up, dealing with there goes some savage. What you say? You want to know what time it is? You want to know if I got a watch? Here go my watch right here. That's what you want to do. Let a savage come along. Hey, player, you got the time? No, I got this motherfucking Glock though. What you want to do? Hey man, we ain't even on that. Okay, cool. I thought you was a savage. My apologies. That's what you better do. Cause when you don't, you're gonna wind up like that little girl in the alley. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna wind up like that mama who got stabbed by her own son with 2 fucking screwdrivers. That's what's gonna happen when you deal with a fucking savage. So I'm telling you, you better be ready.
Counseling what?
Well, I think it's really important that she be told that she is a lovable, valuable, worthwhile person. Her parents need to insist that she.
First of all, you know they ain't got no parents. She has a parent. And yeah, you can tell her that she's valuable and that she's worth something. You can tell her all of that after you beat that ass. That's all I'm telling you. When she doing this, when the motherfucker sniffling, that's sniffling, when they got that going, that's when the motherfucker learn. They have full attention. You want to reason and talk to a savage? You want to rationalize with a savage? The only time a savage will listen is when they doing this. Okay, I understand. That's when a savage understands. Other than that, they in full battle mode all the time. They want to fuck something up. They want to do some bullshit. They want to do some fuck shit until you get them to. I ain't mean to do it. I'm sorry. We sorry, y'all. We ain't mean to do it. We ain't want to do it. That's when a motherfucker learn. That's when a motherfucker learn, when they sniggling and giggling. All that shit is kick, yeah, folk, get them, folk. Hey, folk, y'all out here, folk. It's all fun and games then. Beat that ass and get them to that point where we sorry, we didn't mean it. Yes, y'all did. Y'all meant all that shit. Beating up that girl after y'all lured her into a fucking alley. You motherfuckers did that shit on purpose. And if you was real gangster with it, you'd have just beat her ass in the open street. But you didn't want to do that. Because you didn't want to take a chance of a motherfucking sheepdog rolling up on your ass. That's why you didn't want to do that shit.
Feels good about herself. I would suggest that she get some counseling to help her to understand that it's not her fault. Mm-hmm. It was the fault of kids who basically don't feel good about themselves. You know, Isaiah, one of the primary factors in bullying is that most bullies were themselves bullied. A lot of times at home.
Yeah, I said that.
I would bet $1 to a donut that those kids who participated in the beating of Janice themselves were beaten like rag dolls in their homes of origin. And
I'm telling y'all, I'm going to say it again. I understand that. Yes, there are a lot of kids right now being abused and are in terrible situations. They are living in horrible environments. And I'm telling you this, I understand that part, but it doesn't give them the right to inflict pain and to wreak havoc on other people that are around them or that they see are weaker vessels, if you will. It does not give them that.
It's just so important through education that parents learn how to discipline behavior in a manner that still values and honors the personhood of the child. If we beat our kids, then the kids aren't able to react against the parents, and so they keep these feelings of pent-up rage and resentment inside, and then they pour them out on a victim such as Janice. So the parenting is really key here.
All right, sir. We thank you for coming on The Factor. Always good to see you.
One more statement?
Yeah.
Okay. It was Martin Luther King who said that in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but rather the silence of our friends. It is so important that we teach kids to support other kids who are being hurt, and not to be silent, but to step in and to be proactive.
All right, sir.
Martin Luther King also said, I fear that I'm leading my people into a burning house. Okay? There you go. Take that with. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I get that shit, but like I said, those that commit violent acts, man, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Because you ain't gonna do nothing but wind up becoming a victim. It's the same thing with the scorpion and the frog. Same type of deal. Same mentality. It's the scorpion and the frog. Fuck with a scorpion if you want to. If you want to. But don't be mad when a scorpion do what a scorpion does. That's all I'm telling you. You better cut that motherfucker's stinger off and that motherfucker's pinchers. Because it's a scorpion. That's what it does. You raise a fucking kid to be a fucking terrorist, you know what that kid is going to do? He's going to cause terror. He's going to terrorize. Because he's been raised that way. That's it. That's just like people talk about, just like how people look at pit bulls. People look at pit bulls like a terrible dog. They look at a pit bull like, oh, this dog gonna try to fight and kill everybody. You know why people do that? Because that's how they were bred. They were raised that way. There were so many people that were raising pit bulls to be nothing but attack and fighting dogs. That's what they were raised for. And it was to the point to where that was their narrative. That's what everybody thought. Now, you take a pit bull and you love it and rub on it and all that shit for years and you take care of it and never had a fight, never bitten nobody. Yep, possible. But if that motherfucker parents was bred aggressively, if their parents and grandparents and the ones before were all bred aggressively, don't be surprised when that aggressive gene comes out. Just don't be surprised. Don't be surprised for it. When it happens, it's gonna happen. And it's gonna happen because it's how that motherfucker was bred and how that motherfucker was raised. These kids today are being bred with no fathers. They're being raised with ain't shit mamas. They are being raised with no responsibility, no accountability. They have no moral compass. They have no values. Only thing that they look at is what they see on TV, what they hear in rap music, and what they see with these NBA sports players and drug dealers. That's it. That's all they know. If it ain't in a song, if it ain't on a reality TV show, or if it ain't some fuck shit they seeing on the block, they don't get educated no place else. They don't. They don't get educated no place else. That's where they getting all their ideas from. That's where they getting all their blueprints from. They living their life. They getting it from their hood, their house, what they see on TV, and what they hear in these rap music, in this music. That's it. Them four sources. It is what it is, man. Now, police then came in, got involved, and now
we'll bring this person
what these motherfuckers
in, sooner than later. Now. But again, if anybody's out there that has some information,
Victim.
Turn it over to Lieutenant Valdez.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Superintendent. Good afternoon. My name is Ozzie Valdez. I'm a lieutenant and acting commander of Area Central. This story is of a female young victim. It's truly a tragedy. And as the superintendent is, I am also a father of two. And these are the type of cases really that keep you up at night. I will get into a little bit of the timeline without getting into specifics, considering the sensitivity, juveniles, and ages of both victims and offenders. So we know that the victim has some special needs, and on the 28th of July, a missing persons report was filed by the victim's father. There was no initial mention of any viral video when she was reported missing. Shortly after, our special victims unit learned of the video roughly about 2.5 hours later. This was also the time that the detectives were given a photograph of the missing girl and began canvassing several areas that are known to be frequented by the victim. The victim was found by a village citizen through.
And what the fuck is wrong with this nigga and his S's? I'm just saying. Well, the citizens came through and they saw. What the fuck, boy? Get a fucking spokesman that can come up here and just speak correct English. No speech impediments, no lisps, none of that. Just come up and speak plain old English.
The help of many people, including community activists, by forwarding the video that was then viral. The citizen was found on the CTA and then taken to, the victim was found on the CTA and then taken to the 11th district. And there's, at that location is where her father and the community activists and the citizen that found her then decided she should go to the University of Chicago for medical attention. And in their interviews, the detectives learned that the victim met several juveniles who she thought were her friends. These girls then taught her how to flash gang signs, and as this was occurring, a beating began, which was captured on video. The two of the alleged offenders were charged last night with aggravated battery. One was charged with mob action. These are all felony charges, and all the videos of this incident have either been recovered or preserved. As I said, this is a tragic.
And shout out to my man Billy Go Gruffle. Hit your boy up on the Cash App. That's what's up, man. Thank you, sir. Hit your boy with 426. My man, I appreciate it.
Incident, and my heart goes out to the victim and her family. I want to thank, like the superintendent said, the Good Samaritans, the community activists, everyone who helped along to find this offender and find the victim. I also want to take this time to thank our neighborhood and media partners and all, as I said, community activists and all these who helped and put this case to closure. I want to thank the detectives.
Shout out to my man James. Hit your boy up with a buck. James Duran. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man.
Especially who worked all night for over 24 hours to help put this, again, the offenders in custody and place the victim in a safe environment. Thank you.
Well, I can say this. I don't know what kind of father she may have, but I would hope, well, you know what it is, man. It's the hood. But I would hope that they come up with some type of safety measures or some type of safety plan so this shit won't happen again. But it's the fucking hood, man. I tell you, this shit shouldn't have happened in the first place. You got a special need teenager at home, especially one that's 15 years old. You need to be watching out for that kid, or somebody needs to be responsible for that kid at all times. Plain and simple. Hey, you know what, Cooniverse? You are correct. It's not about just teaching your kid. It's enrolling your kid in a class, self-defense class. And they don't have to be, everybody got to go to karate. Everybody got to go to jiu-jitsu. Just teaching your kid how to actually fight. Combat classes. How to handle themselves. How to palm strike a motherfucker. How to take a motherfucker and hit their ass in the eyes and to gouge a motherfucker's eyes and all that type of shit. That's the shit that motherfuckers need to learn. Because that's what get a motherfucker up off you. All this, I'm gonna fight your head up. No hair pulling, no tussling, no wrestling. Fuck that. A fight is a fight. It's dirty and it's to the death. That's how I'm gonna teach a motherfucker. Hey, don't you stop until the motherfucker pull you up off of. Plain and simple. Go after their ass. I'm just saying.
It would take questions if you have any.
Superintendent, can we have a timeline of these incidents? There's confusion in regards to, what happened first. She went missing and then when was she attacked?
Yes, he just kind of outlined that for you. Yeah, she went missing first, and when she was initially reported missing, we didn't have any idea about the video or anything like that.
Is there an investigation into a sexual assault? And then also, have you seen the second video on Facebook, possibly of these suspects apologizing? Can you address those two?
No, I haven't seen the one of them possibly apologizing, but it's, in terms of sexual aspect, we're not prepared to talk about that at this time.
Can you talk a little bit about what maybe led to this attack? You mentioned flashing gang signs. We had heard earlier that it was because she didn't want to take part in a sex act with these girls.
Yeah, there was some things going on that these young ladies wanted her to do that she didn't do. We'll leave it at that.
So there you go. So let's just put more shit on top of the bullshit that's already going down. So not only were these girls fucking with her and bullying her and teaching her gang signs and then beat her ass, but they was also trying to get the girl to do some sex shit. So that means they was probably trying to get her to suck some dick or do some bullshit like that. You see what the fuck we dealing with? Do you see the type of person or the type of people that are doing this type of stuff? So not only are you gonna beat her ass, but you gonna first try to take advantage of her because you know that she is special needs. You gonna try to make her do some sexually explicit shit, probably record that, put that up on Facebook, put that shit up on World Star Hip Hop or whatever the case may be. So you gonna sexually abuse her, verbally abuse her, then physically abuse her to top it off. You see what the fuck I mean? Now I didn't even hear that shit the first time, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They are true savages. Just think about that. Not only are you willing to humiliate her publicly on social media, laughing and joining in and all 6 or 7 of y'all beating on her ass, not only are y'all gonna do that, but now you want to take advantage of her and abuse her sexually. What type of person does that? And these ain't no little babies. These kids gotta be anywhere between 14 to 17 years old. And you felt it to be that that's what y'all wanted to do. Y'all wanted to sexually exploit this young girl. Y'all wanted to sexually assault her. Y'all wanted to have her run a train. Y'all wanted to have her giving oral sex, because that's what niggas do. That's exactly how they do that fuck shit. That's what the game plan was. So think about what type of people you dealing with when that's the game plan. That's the mission. Yeah, this what we gonna do. We gonna take this motherfucker. We gonna have her throw up these motherfucking gang signs, but then we gonna let motherfucking all these. We gonna let these other niggas. We gonna let them fuck her, and if she gives her head, and then so what? She will show her how to make that bitch suck some dick. Shit, that'll be funny. That'll be entertaining. And I bet you them little young niggas right there on 4G. Shit, go fuck that. I'll fuck. Then next thing you know what? She pregnant. Don't nobody know how. Don't nobody know who the daddy. And you know what they gonna do? Have a baby. So now you got a 15-year-old girl pregnant with special needs, 6 months pregnant. So somebody can get that check. Because that's the only reason you gonna have it. Get a check. We better get some Section 8. We better get some WIC. We better get us some stamps. We better do some things. Terrible, man. That's a terrible type of motherfucker that would do that shit.
For right now.
Is aggression by young teenage women a phenomenon that is increasing? Do you see it?
You know, I'm not going to say it's a phenomenon that we're seeing it increase now. We've been seeing aggression in females for quite some time now.
Boom, you hear that? So the question he asked was, is there the phenomenon of young girls being as aggressive as they are? That's something that you guys are seeing growing, and he just came back and said, we've been seeing this for quite some time. These young girls are getting aggressive. I can tell you right now, I remember back when I was in high school, Finger High School, there was a group of girls, not two girls, a group of girls who literally would go around and slice up the faces of the pretty light-skinned girls. A bunch of dark-skinned chicks that would literally go and fight and literally have a razor, box cutter, and would cut those girls' faces that were pretty and light-skinned. Shit you not. And it wasn't just their finger, but it was girls all the time that did that type of shit. That was they thing. You bet not fuck with none of us, because if you do, we ain't gonna just jump on you. We gonna beat your ass, and then we gonna slice your face with a box cutter. That's what they thing was. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't just want to beat your ass. They didn't just want to fuck you up and everybody be like, damn, you got your ass whooped, what? They didn't want to just do that. Nope, they wanted to get you down to the ground, and then they wanted to take a box cutter to your face because they wanted to fuck up your pretty face. We fuck pretty bitches up around here. Telling you straight up. So the fact that motherfuckers try to say, oh, that's not true, that shit, it's very true. Them girls and the girls that was in when I was in elementary school, it wasn't girls around doing that. When I got into high school, that's when it started. And it got worse and worse and worse. The GD queens got more violent and more violent and more violent. Used to be that the GD queens was just the girls of the GDs. Them bitches started putting in work. Nigga, we gonna go do this. We gonna fuck this bitch up. Nigga, fuck it. We gonna fuck this nigga up too. That's what they started doing. Real talk.
Of several year time frame.
Superintendent, we were also told that apparently there was 5 people total that were involved in
My
this,
mom was like, she
especially
used to
on
bring.
man-
I'm telling you.
Are you still looking?
Man, let me tell you something. It wasn't nothing. I'm just responding to what Charles H. said. It wasn't nothing for pretty girls to have knives, pretty girls to have box cutters, pretty girls to have mace, pretty girls to have any type of weapon that they could have. It was nothing because they knew. They knew, especially if they lived in the hood and they didn't have no nigga that was real or came from no motherfucking family that was like some brawlers and they knew they couldn't be fucked with. They knew that them girls was waiting, looking for any opportunity to fuck them up. Not to just fight them, they wanted to hurt them and beat them up because they thought that they were prettier than them. All the guys like the light skinned ones. It is what it is. It is what it is. And that's how it was. It didn't matter. If your ass was pretty, if you had good hair or natural hair, your shit was right, a bitch first thing. That's why when you look at girls today, what's the first thing they do when they fight? They grab your hair. It's just that now they grabbing weed. Back then, they used to grab the hair. They want to pull their hair out. There used to be a time when girls used to, before they get to fighting, they would pull their hair up and put their hair up so that the girls couldn't do it. But now that's the first thing they want to do. They went from pulling their real hair to pulling out their weave. That's what they do. Most of the time when girls get into a fight, they want to mess up the other girl to make her ugly. That's what they want to do. When dudes fight, nigga, I'm going for the KO. I want to get your ass up off of me. I want you to stop. I want to shut you down. I want you to go offline. Women, nah. I'm trying to fuck you up. You ain't gonna be pretty no more, bitch. That's what they thinking. That's why they go for the face. That's why they pull out knives. That's why they slice the face. That's why they do all that shit.
For other attackers or suspects?
So as you saw, unfortunately in that video, yes, there was 3 that were actually involved in the beating or encouraging the beating. Obviously, there's someone that we have to identify that's videotaping and others that are encouraging. So to say 5, I wouldn't say just 5, but there's definitely more than 3 that have been placed into custody.
Can you clarify that? You just said more than 3 were placed into custody?
No, there are definitely more than the 3 that have been placed in custody.
I'm sorry, you said what day was she reported missing? I thought you said July 28th. That's not right. What day was she reported missing?
I'm sorry, yes, the 18th. And
maybe this nigga got some dentures or some shit. That's why he got that shit going where he's having problems with his S's and the shish sound. Yes. That's why he's saying what he's saying the way he's saying it.
My apologies, it was July 18th and the viral video was out on the 23rd.
And what time did the actual incident take place? What day?
See? My daughter
We're not able to narrow it down to the exact time, but it was actually the 22nd, the day before.
The day before the video.
Correct.
And you found her on the 23rd?
That's correct.
It's crazy.
So is it safe to say there are other people in custody and charges against them could be coming later? Besides these 3 people? There's only 3 people in custody?
Just 3 have been charged.
Okay.
Do you expect more charges from them?
Well, the investigation is continuing, yes, so that's the hope.
You know, we also received reports that apparently when she was found, she was taken home, and she didn't want to go to her house. She didn't want to be with her dad. You talked to the dad. Is he a suspect right now for possibly attacking this girl, or I'm sorry, sexually assaulting this girl?
Wow.
His own daughter?
So as I mentioned, this is a sensitive case. There's
Wow. There it is. So did you hear that? So he just asked the question. He said, is it true that the girl, when they found her, that she did not want to go home because they're saying that she's being sexually abused at home, which was, I guess, part of the reason why she was gone in the first place. Did I not say it, man? Ain't shit parents raising ain't shit kids, and it's just going. They just running rampant with this shit, man. Damn, seriously? Wow. And the fact that he didn't deny the shit, that lets you know it's something to it. I'm telling you that right now. It's some other shit cooking with this whole story, because he would have been like, no, we haven't heard anything like that. We don't know. That's why he said what he said. It's a very sensitive case. That's exactly why he said that shit, and that's why the chief said the shit too. Man, I'm telling y'all, look at the shit that look at what these kids have to go through, man. And we steady doing this shit. We steady having more kids in fucked up positions, in fucked up environments, and we think it's okay. We think it's the thing to do. We think it's just the best decision in the world is for me to not have a goddamn dime, to get knocked up, have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, get government checks, and don't do shit with my life until I get in my 40s and try to be a fucking phlebotomist. Or try to be a medical assistant. Try to be a medical records fucking assistant or some shit like that. Try to do hair and be a hairdresser at 40. That's the shit we do, man. And I'm not knocking phlebotomists and all that shit, but when your ass 40 and you in school, you fucking up. You have fucked up. Especially if you got a gang of kids with your ass. To that young girl or them young men that's out here in the world, don't have no kids, man, until you can pay for them out your own goddamn pocket. And you can give them a better life than what you had. When your kid can have more shit than what you had, and you got a job and you got a career, not just I'm working at Popeyes and I save my money because I'm selling dope on the side. I'm saying you got a real fucking career, then you have kids. That's terrible, man. That kid ain't got a chance. She ain't got a chance. Special needs, 15 years old, getting fucked by her daddy or molested by her daddy or whatever, turned out shit, whored out, whatever, from her daddy. What's she gonna do in 5 years from now when she 20? Where's she gonna go? She gonna wind up finding some nigga somewhere that's gonna motherfucking knock her up and just fuck on her and abuse her and mistreat her motherfucking ass. And that's exactly what she gonna do. She gonna wind up wandering the neighborhood and get shot or tased like that lady that did. That was the crazy lady in that other neighborhood from that story I did a while ago with that police shooting. Yep. That's what's next. She ain't got a chance. Man, I tell you, man, that's why I have accepted and I understand the fact that there are just some that are doomed. There are some of us that are just doomed. There are some of us that will not make it, that will not go to that next level. It's sad and it's crazy to think that, but it's true. Jesus.
Tender age,
Christ, man.
young kids involved, so I'm not going to get into any details regarding the victim's family. counsel with that.
You mentioned gang signs. Was this an initiation? Do you think the beating was part of an initiation?
There's no indication of that.
Is she still in the hospital?
I don't want to give up any details as to where she's at.
Right.
Do you know more about why took the family so long to report her missing?
That's still all ongoing.
Lieutenant, has DCFS been contacted in regards to this?
Definitely.
Have they had prior contact with the family before this?
That's part of the investigation still.
The offender's been charged as juveniles or adults?
They went to juvie court this morning.
From what you
Can I
understand,
ask
she
you,
was
is
in
there-
contact with these suspects before she went missing. What was, do you know the relationship with them?
And see, here's the thing with juvie, guys. The juvenile system is not set up to rehabilitate or to even penalize these kids. The juvenile system is literally set up to babysit and to groom these kids to behave in jail. I shit y'all not. That's all it is. It's set up to literally just groom them and to just babysit them to make sure they don't fucking hurt themselves or kill themselves, to make sure they don't hurt anybody else or kill anybody else. It's literally set up and designed to just hold them in this facility until they get old enough to go back out into the world, commit a real series of real crimes, and then they go into the adult jail system. That's all it is, man. They ain't teaching these kids shit. They not showing these kids shit. These kids ain't getting no skills. They not learning no job. They not doing a damn thing but sitting around watching TV, watching movies, playing checkers, and talking shit until they get old enough to get booted out of there, so they can go out into the world, do some more fuck shit, because all they know is a life of crime, and then they wind up in the big jail. That's all they doing. It's like college football for the NFL. That's all it is. The NFL is the big jail. College football is the damn juvenile detention center. That's all it is, man. Those kids don't learn a damn thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the entire question.
The suspect, you said she thought they were her friends. Do you know how they knew each other, or had they been in contact? Did she meet them as she went missing, while she was missing, or she knew them before from some?
So no, we know that they knew each other, and I mean, if you think they're your friends and they do that to you, I think you would be wrong by thinking that they were your friends.
Right.
Superintendent, can I ask you, is it, I don't know the legality of this, is it okay to post on social media a crime in progress?
Well, you know what? Look, if you're dumb enough to post a crime on social media, then that just shows you where your head is. But in terms of, are you asking me if the social media companies
Are they culpable?
well, you know, we continuously have conversations with them about this type of thing, and I know that they're working on their policy. So if they, because let's face it, this stuff is real time. So the social media company wouldn't know that's what they're going to post. What we want them to do, though, is when they discover things like that, to take it down immediately, because we don't want to help get thrills out of things like that, because it's not fair to the victims. So, you know, so I'm not going to beat up social media, because, you know, those posts are real time, but they do have to do a better job of flagging it and taking it down as soon as they discover it.
Can we ask you about your reaction to the National FOP calling on Mayor Lightfoot to apologize for her comments the other day?
I didn't know the National FOP did that, but look, that's between the mayor and Fraternal Order of Police. I'm going to stay out of that fight. You know, it's just for all of us, we just have to work together to try to make this city safer.
Where did she know the girls from?
Pardon me?
Where did she know the girls from?
From her neighborhood.
Do you believe she was with them the entire time, or she held against her will during this time? Do you know?
Doesn't appear so.
I heard she'd run away before.
Again, this is an ongoing investigation, and two things. It's ongoing, and everyone involved are victims, and I don't want to get into victim statements and details of this incident. So, I'm sorry I can't answer it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
So you can stop sharing your issues like that with all the C's and S's and all that shit.
You all don't know what last question means, do you? Say that one more time.
Where, on the DePaul slashing, if there's any update on finding the suspect and where specifically was the white car found?
Where was that car found? 96 and Dobson. But, so we've got the car. We've got some pretty good things in the hopper. So it's our hope that we'll bring this person in, sooner than later. But again, if anybody's out there that has some information about that, please pass it forward, because as you see, this young lady's story was a group effort. It was a team effort. The
Right.
city and the police department working together. So that's what we need for that particular incident also.
Does anyone speak Spanish that can say something for Telemundo? Or?
Yes, we'll get you.
Okay.
Thank
That motherfucker with all the messes, I already know he can. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that I have, man, with this. I'm just like, who's that big ass showbiz pizza looking good nigga there? Boy, you see that motherfucker? I didn't even get that far in the end. Boy, that motherfucker Mighty Joe Young and that motherfucker, he looking at that motherfucker like, now where my goddamn nigga looking like Big Mike up in that motherfucker. Boy, I tell you, that's Big Mike's cousin. God damn. That nigga needs to be on somebody's offensive lineman, nigga. Shit. Ooh-wee. That needs to be the nigga that go and beat them girls' asses. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. My goodness. All right, man. But look, man, I just want to say this, man. We have got to get to the point, man, where we are tired and I'm not talking about tired to where now we want to fight back in the community. I'm talking about to where we ready to fight. You talk about all of the shit that's going on that's wrong in the black community. You talk about all the things you tired of seeing in our neighborhoods and all that type of stuff. We have to get to a point to not where we're willing to fight back, but we're willing to fight for it. We gotta be willing to die for the shit that we believe in and the shit that we stand for. We have to. You're not gonna get any change until you do that. You think about the motherfuckers that came over here and started America back in 1492, whatever the hell it was, 1776. Those people that came over here, they were willing to die. And some of them did. But the point is, they were willing to die for what they believed in, which was a better life, a different type of land, a different type of government, a different type of everything. And if you're not willing to die for change, if you're not willing to die to stop some type of trend, to stop some type of learned behavior, whatever the case may be, if you're not willing to do that, you're not going to get nowhere. You're just not. You're just not going to get anywhere. You have to be willing to put it all on the line for just the principle of it. Because it's what you believe, it's what you stand for, it's what you know is right. You gotta be willing to do that. And if you ain't willing to do that, trust and believe, you ain't gonna change a goddamn thing. How long have we been talking about violence in the black community? How long have we been talking about kids killing kids? How long have we been talking about all of these bad things in the environment, the water in Flint? You talking about the way we was treated when Katrina hit in Louisiana. You talk about all of these things that happen to black people, and we the first ones to say that don't nobody love black people, don't nobody care about black people. Black people don't like black people. Black people don't care about black people. Until we're willing to listen to what I'm saying, until we are willing to die to save us, we ain't gonna save shit. We ain't got a chance. Till we're willing to die to stop us from doing what we're doing to us. Do you hear that? This ain't a thing about going after the man. This ain't a thing about going after the system. This is a thing right now about going after us. That's what this is about. That right there, they ain't got nothing to do with white folks. That right there that you saw ain't got nothing to do with white people, with racism. They ain't got ain't no racist have no play in that right there what you saw. 15-year-old girl probably being molested or being sexually abused by her father. 15-year-old girl who got special needs, who's being misled around town and being sexually abused or passed around and then get jumped on, getting taught how to do gang signs. That ain't got nothing to do with white folks. That ain't got nothing to do with racism. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing but us. Because we live next door to them. We live upstairs from them. We live downstairs under them. We live across the street from them. We live on the same block as them. And we do nothing. We say nothing. We don't call nobody. That's our problem. Y'all talk about what we gonna do to change, what we gonna do to uplift each other, what we gonna do to lift every voice and sing. What we need to start doing is we need to start saying, hey, it ain't happening no more in my house. It ain't happening no more in my complex. It ain't happening no more across the street from me. It ain't happening no more 2 doors down from me. It ain't happening no more on my block. It ain't happening no more in my neighborhood. It ain't happening no more in my city. That's what we need to get to. That's 7. It ain't happening no more that we need to address first before we start talking about the system, before we start talking about the police hurting black people, before we start talking about the white cops killing the black folks, before we start talking about Trump and all his evil racistness, before we start talking about all these other things that we got going on that we want to blame right off the bat. We got 7 things right there that we need to address consistently. That's all I gotta say about that, man. This shit was terrible, man. And I hope that this shit, that they gonna go, I hope that they don't get into juvenile court and get a fucking slap on the wrist and get some fucking mandatory counseling where they sit with some bullshit ass, cheap ass fucking state therapist, and then they wind up going right back out to the same school on the same streets, laughing, doing the same type of videos for likes on the Instagram, talking about, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, with a bunch of fucking cat filters and dog face filters and all that, and all that showing their ass and while they getting high and drinking Hennessy. I just hope that they don't get off and get back into that, because that's our problem. Do you realize that? Think about this. Think about all of the females that are in your social media thread, whether they're your friend on Facebook, whether they follow you on IG, or you follow them on IG, whether you're their friend on Facebook. Just think about that for a second, and think about this. How many of them have pictures of themselves as a selfie in a bathroom? How many of them also have a selfie of them either bunching up their titties, taking a picture like this, or showing their ass, taking a picture where they got their backside out, or sticking out their tongue? 3 poses. Just think about that. Them 3 poses. How many girls, women do you see that got them 3 poses in their social media thread, photos, whatever the case may be? I'm going to say them again. In a bathroom, sticking out their tongue, got their breasts poked up, or got their ass poked out. I'm sorry, that's 4. With filters. Filters and some type of animal face. Just think about that. How many of them have that? Why is that? How come ain't no pictures of these girls taking selfies while they motherfucking writing they fucking dissertation? Shout out to my cousin with the puffy hat goals. I don't know why that just came on me, but it did. Why there ain't no pictures like that? Sitting here typing up my dissertation for my fucking master's. Sitting here typing up this paper for my PhD. Sitting here doing this so I can get my doctorate. Why ain't nobody doing that? Where them selfies at? How come we don't see that shit? Right. Famous ratchet poses. How come we don't see those posts? Sitting here in Starbucks taking my motherfucking final. Sitting here typing up my astronomy paper. Sitting here studying for my MCATs. Sitting here studying for my bar exam. Where are those selfies at? When the last time you seen a motherfucker with a selfie in a law library? Shout out to my other cousin who just went to Yale. I don't know how that got on. But that's what I'm saying. How come we don't see those? But we see the turn-up pictures. We see the ones where they got the fifth of Hennessy. They got the weed that's rolled up. You'll see the bust down tobacco leaves, and then you'll see some money, or you'll see some bullshit like a gun or something. You'll see that about to turn up. It's lit tonight. It's about to go down. You see that though. A bottle of 1708 in a hand with a nigga with some dirty ass fingernails talking about what you know about this. Why do we do that? Why are we the ones that always do that shit? Them I won. Them my pictures. Nigga riding and smoking. That's what we do. We go live, we riding and smoking with some bass motherfucking trap music ride, and we just blowing, man, riding, you know what I'm saying? That's all we do. That's all we show. So when you see Ghetto Gaggers 49,000 where it's a chick in a bathroom, why you see that? Because that's all we show. That's all we do. We in somebody, and the bathroom ain't even ours. It be somebody else. We get a bathroom at a restaurant, bathroom in a nightclub, public bathroom. It's always a public bathroom that they in. Because niggas don't have good mirrors. We just accept that shit and we think that that is the thing to do. That's what we want to be. That's what we want to portray. That's what we project to the world for likes. We get on social media, we will stream. And tell me if I'm lying. I could go to a stream right now and pull up somebody sitting there with their stream going live on Facebook, and all they doing is smoking weed, reading the comments, sipping Hennessy, or popping their ass. Tell me if I'm lying. That's all they doing. Or they got their friend or their cousin doing the same shit. Going back and forth and arguing and talking about the motherfuckers that's talking about them. Fuck you talking about. Fuck you talking about shit. We motherfucking kicking it. You don't know me. You don't know about me. Shit. I'm out here, motherfucker. Fuck that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? Gang, gang. Motherfucker don't know the shit about what the fuck. Wait, hold on. What they saying? What they saying? Ah, this motherfucker here, fuck you, nigga. Shit, what it do? What it do? What you got? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Hit me up. Where y'all at? We live. That's all we see. That's all we see. That's all we put out. We have to get to a point to where we care about us and what we do, because it's a reflection of us. And then when we get treated as such, all y'all think we is a bunch of motherfucking dope things, and that's what you show. That's all you do. I write poetry too. Well, motherfucker, write poetry. Do a live with your poetry. Don't just sit there and be talking shit and doing some stupid, ignorant, gang banging shit or whatever the case may be. All you talking about, yeah, I'ma suck me a dick tonight, girl. We gonna get us some motherfucking dick. Where the big dick niggas at? Hey, girl, where the motherfuckers we pussy? Where y'all at? Throw them likes up. Let me see them fives. Be more than that. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I hope that there's some young person out here that sees this and say, you know what? I'm going to stop doing that shit. You know what? I should stop this shit. You know what? I'm not doing this shit no more. You know what? I'm going to delete all my bathroom selfies. I hope there is somebody. Because I'm telling you right now, to the person that sees this and thinks that they can't, you can. Become something greater than what you are around. Do something better with your life. Go to school. Go to the military. You broke as hell, you ain't got no money, you living in a fucked up hood, fucked up situation, go to the military. Because that's going to give you a chance to see the world, and it's going to give you a chance to be able to achieve some type of financial stability. Get out the motherfucking hood. That's what you want to do. Try to become something greater than what you are surrounded by. Please. Thanks you everybody. Thanks to everybody that came through and watched the show tonight. I appreciate you guys. Let me see if anybody else is donated. I want to shout them out and tell them thank you. Looks like nobody else has. Let's see if I got anybody over here on the PayPal side of the game. I just want to say thank you to everybody that took the time to come through. Click that like button, click that subscribe button, and hey, at the end of the day, I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I am Brian Redman. This is the Relationship Rehab. Shout out to everybody that checked out the show on the United Guns of America side too. I'm still just trying to grow the channel. Just keep on clicking the like, keep on sharing. Click that like, share, click that like. I appreciate you guys. Till next time. And yes, I'm going to work on my studio stuff over the weekend. I hope to have everything together. And we're going to get this thing right and popping. So I appreciate y'all bearing with me today. It was fun though. I like this new toy that I got. But it's going to be more to come. And I'll probably do something tomorrow. And definitely Saturday. So love you guys. Peace. And I'm out.